Disclaimer: this is pure fictional story based on imagination, not at all related to any life characters. It is for only entertainment purpose only. It has nothing to do with Idol's personal life. The pictures used in this video is not mine. Only the voice and story is the mine. So credit goes to its owner respectively. At last, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to comment. Time. A popular K-pop idol was walking down the bustling street of Myeongdong in Seoul. He had just finished a long practice session with his group BTS and was looking forward to a relaxing evening. As he turned the corner, he accidentally bumped into a girl, spilling her shopping bags all over the sidewalk. "Oh no, I'm so sorry," Tang exclaimed as he quickly bent down to help the girl pick up her belongings. Ticklewine looked up at Tang with a mixture of surprise and annoyance. "It's okay, I'm fine," she said as she took her bags from Tang. Tang stood up, bustling off his pants. "It really sorry again. Can I buy you a drink to make up for it?" he asked, flashing his famous boxy smile. One could resist Tang's charming smile. "Okay, but just one drink," she agreed. "Great, let's go," Tang said, leading Wine to nearby a cafe. Tang and Wine walked to a nearby cafe, chatting and laughing together as they sipped their coffee. Tang learned that Wine was a student at a nearby university studying to be a teacher. One, on the other hand, was fascinated by Tang's stories about life as a K-pop idol. She had never been a fan of BTS before, but after talking to Tang, she found herself drawn to their music. As the evening wore on, Taehyung and Wine found themselves lost in conversation. They talked about their dreams, their passions, and their fears. "I have never felt this way about anyone before," Taehyung said, looking into Wine's beautiful eyes. "Me neither," Wine replied, her heart racing with the excitement. Before they knew it, the cafe was closing and they had to say their goodbyes. "Can I see you again?" Tang asked as he walked Wan home. Wan smiled, feeling a spark of electricity between them. "I would like that," she replied. Tang and Wan started dating in secret, sneaking around Seoul to avoid the paparazzi. They would meet in hidden cafes, take long walks in the park, and steal kisses in the shadows. One loved the thrill of their secret relationship, but she couldn't shake off the feeling that they were living in a bubble. She knew that their relationship wouldn't be accepted by the public and that Tang's management team would never approve their relationship. Tang, on the other hand, was willing to risk everything for the love. He knew that it wouldn't be easy, but he couldn't imagine living without one by his side. As the relationship deepened, they both knew that they had to face the consequences of their love. "We can't keep hiding forever," one said as they sat in a scheduled park. "I know," Tang replied, taking her hand, "but I'm not ready to give you up yet." One day, a paparazzi snapped a photo of Tang and Wan together, walking hand in hand in the street of Seoul. The photo was splashed across the front page of every K-pop magazine and website. Tang's management team was furious, and they immediately issued a statement denying the rumors. But it was too late. The damage was done. Once university was bombarded with phone calls and messages asking for comments about her relationship with Tang. Her parents were shocked and disappointed. They begged her to end the relationship between them. Tang's fans were divided, some supporting his relationship with Wine, while others felt betrayed. The media was relentless, hounding Tang and Wine for interviews and comments. We have to face this together, Tang said as he held Wine's hand. I'm scared, Wine replied, tears streaming down her beautiful face. I know, me too, Tang said, trying to reassure her. The pressure was taking a toll on Thangs and Van's relationship. They were constantly arguing, and the stress was starting to affect their health. Thangs' management team was breathing down his neck, demanding that he end the relationship and focus on his career. Van's parents were threatening to disown her if she didn't break up with Taehyung. When Tang came to Vine apartment looking exhausted and defeated. I don't know if I can do this anymore, Tang said, his voice cracking with emotions, and was taken back. What do you mean? She asked, feeling a sense of dread. I mean, I don't know if I can handle the pressure. The media, the fans, my management team, they are against us. I don't know if our love is strong enough to survive all this. Thanks said, his eyes welling up with the tears that he tried to hold back. One felt a pang in her heart as she looked at Tang. She knew that he was tired of fighting for their love, tired of being constantly scrutinized and criticized. I'm sorry, Vine said, tears streaming down her face. I'm sorry that I'm not strong enough to handle all this. Tang shook his head. No, it's not your fault. It's mine. I'm the one who's not strong enough, he said, his voice barely above a whisper. Vine felt a lump form in her throat as she looked at Tang. She knew that their love was doomed, that they would never be able to be together again. I think we should break up, Tang said. His eyes filled with the tears, one noted, feeling a sense of resignation. I think you're right, she said, her voice barely above a whisper. Tang noted, and then he turned and walked away, leaving Van alone in her apartment, and felt a sense of emptiness as she looked around her apartment. She knew that she would never see Tang again, that their love was truly over after this. She walked over to her window and looked out at the city. She felt a sense of sadness wash over her as she thought about what could have been. I'll always love you, Tang, she whispered, tears streaming down her face that she tried to stop. The next day, Tang held a press conference to announce his breakup with Ryan. He looked tired and defeated as he spoke to the media. I'm sorry to say that, Ryan, I have decided to go our separate ways. We both agree that it was for the best, Tang said, his voice barely above a whisper. The media was relentless, asking Tang questions about his breakup with Vine. Tang answered their question as best as he could, but it was clear that he was still hurting. As the press conference came to close, Tang stood up and walked away, leaving the media to speculate about his breakup with wine. One watched the press conference on TV, feeling a sense of sadness wash over her. She knew that she would never see them again, that their love was truly over. She turned off the TV and walked over to her window, looking out at the city. She felt a sense of emptiness as she thought about what could have been. "I'll always love them," she whispered, tears streaming down her face. As she stood there, lost in thoughts, one phone buzzed with a text message. It was from Taehyung. "I'll always love you too." The message she read. One's heart skipped a beat as she read the message. She felt a glimmer of hope, wondering if maybe, just maybe, they could find a way to be together after all. But as she looked around her empty apartment and knew that it was just a fantasy, Tang was gone, and she would never see him again. Ever. She took a deep breath, trying to compose herself. She knew that she had to move on, no matter how hard it was, and wiped away her tears and began to pack up her apartment. She knew that she would never forget time, but she also knew that she had to move on. She had to move on from time, from this relationship, from everything. As she packed and stumbled upon a photo of her and Taeyong, they were smiling and happy with their arms around each other, and felt a pang in her heart as she looked at the photo. She remembered the day it was taken and the happiness they both had shared. As she closed the box, one felt a sense of closure. She knew that it was time to start a new chapter in her life, one without time. But as she walked away from the box, one couldn't shake off the feelings that part of her would always be with time, no matter where life took her. The end.